Hello, and welcome to Bitesized. I'm your host, Zandalee. Bitesized Podcast is a nutrition-focused podcast for pregnancy, postpartum, and babies. If that sounds like you, or soon to be you, be sure to subscribe so you can start catching up on previous episodes and stay tuned for many more. If you are a regular listener of Bitesized and are about to head into motherhood with a newborn, then you're going to want to share this episode with your friends and family. We've previously discussed things to consider as a new mom and growing family. I hope that episode inspired you to sit down with your partner and figure out how you want to navigate this very special and fleeting time. You may have your boundaries established, but if you're like me, a chronic people pleaser, then I bet you might have a hard time upholding those, which is why I wanted to make this episode. Send this to your friends and family to listen before they come and visit. Share it on your Instagram story for other moms-to-be, and let's be honest, if you're like me, a chronic people pleaser, then this is a very passive way of telling people what you're expecting without telling them if they plan on visiting. If you're not a usual listener of Bitesized Podcast, I suspect you might have been one of those friends or family members that was sent this, or you may have clicked off of your friend's story because you're a good friend like that. So welcome. Today's episode is all about how to be a good visitor after your friend, sister, cousin, whoever it was, just had a baby. This is especially valuable if you're visiting in that fresh newborn time when there's a lot to adapt to for a new mom and they do not need to be playing host to you while you get the snuggles. So let's dig in. You want to go visit mom and baby. Here is the minimum to expect from you. Only visit if you're healthy. Wash your hands and don't kiss the baby. I get that it's so tempting to want to do this. Their noses are the perfect target, but their immune system is still developing and new germs are such a risk. So be sure to wash your hands super well and keep your germs away. Bring the next meal. Whether you are staying for the meal or not, bring the meal. If it's lunch, bring lunch. If it's dinner, bring dinner. Try not to stay through dinner, as witching hour is very real, especially if they have older children. Better yet, if you're staying for a meal, double it so they can have leftovers for the next day. Bring nutritious snacks. Breastfeeding or pumping moms are especially hungry. I mean, they do have to feed a whole new tiny human, so they need to eat super well. Think high protein, high fat, especially in one-handed easy snacks. Energy bites, homemade granola bars, banana bread, muffins, or even pre-cut fruit and vegetables with homemade hummus are a great option. Bring a coffee, tea, or drink of choice for mom and yourself, or make sure you make it yourself at their home. If you wouldn't feel comfortable helping yourself in their house to tea and coffee, that might be a sign that you shouldn't be visiting. Clean and clean up. Not only should you clean up any dishes you made while you were there, like your own mugs, but try to also clean something extra. Vacuum, throw in a load of laundry, start the dishwasher, or even offer to scrub down a bathroom and put the garbage in the outside bins. Again, if you don't feel comfortable enough to do this, maybe it's a sign you shouldn't be visiting. If they have other children, offer to pick them up from school, take them out for the afternoon, or spend some time with them so that she can have some uninterrupted quiet time with the new baby. This also applies to pets that might need walking. When you get a chance to hold the baby, offer for mom to take a shower or have a nap themselves. This is a difficult time to transition and the sleep changes are real. While she might feel the need to host or chat, insist that she take some time to herself, even if only for 15 minutes. Most importantly, do not overstay your welcome. Again, to my own friends, I am sorry for invading this space, but to all those learning alongside me, an hour is a good amount of time. Set an alarm or plan your visit so you have no other choice but to leave after an hour, like before your own personal appointment. A lighthearted one here. Take a picture of mom and baby. These days go by in a blur, and while so many people might want their photo with the baby, not many offer to take one of mom or grab them candidly. If you see a sweet moment, snap that pic because those hazy days will be by in a blink. Hopefully my husband hears this point because he is a photographer and I am the least photographed thing in our lives. Lastly, do not make any comments about mom bouncing back, losing weight, the baby crying, or if they're not feeding properly. These few months can be an up and down roller coaster of so many things, and your negative comments are unwelcome in that space. Focus on how cute the baby is and how strong mom is for literally bringing a human into this world. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, and don't bother visiting. Bonus tip, if you're one of the many friends in a friend group, try organizing a meal train. This way, there are a number of people planning to bring the growing family a fresh meal for them to enjoy. Personally, I have a very small freezer in a very small place that we would plan on staying in should we have a baby. So that means maybe 1 or 2 maximum freezer meals that I can store. Having a meal delivery service prepaid that I can convince my husband to cook, like Fresh Prep, or knowing someone is bringing me a fresh meal would be so much more helpful than a freezer meal. Meal trains would be a great thing to organize at a baby shower when they tend to be surrounded by people who love them already. If you got this episode from a pregnant friend, I hope that you know they are sharing all of this with kindness. It's just not always easy to say face to face. Now it's your turn to pass along this episode. Share it with all of your pregnant friends for them to hear too. Thank you so much for listening. If you are on the motherhood journey from preconception to preparing to feed your baby solids, I hope you will subscribe for more scrumptious, bite-sized information to come. I also do have some amazing discount codes for you in the show notes, including 20% off of an amazing prenatal company and 10% off of a pregnancy test, ovulation test, and male fertility test company. So be sure to check those out. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at bitesized.podcast for some bonus content. And in case no one has told you today, you look radishing. Bye! Although I am a certified holistic nutrition consultant, I am not your consultant. The information herein is purely for entertainment and educational purposes only and does not always apply to your specific needs. While I strive to provide you the most up-to-date information about nutrition, this is not a substitute for professional and medical advice, and you should definitely speak to your personal healthcare practitioner for advice tailored to you.